Students, this is part 2 or the continuation of the lesson, The Conjurer's Revenge. So we have seen in the last session how the quick man troubles the conjurer by finding fault with the conjurer's trick, and the reputation of the conjurer goes down, and he is exposed in front of the audience. The conjurer is a skilled and talented magician who performs magic tricks for an audience, and he deals very smartly with the troublesome quick man for spoiling his magic show. So during the show, he meets the quick man, who is a villainous character, and he spoils his show. In the beginning, the conjurer ignores him. However, the quick man continually annoys, and his persistent whispering frustrates the conjurer. So the conjurer thinks, now I should take my revenge. And very humorously, the author, Stephen Leacock, tells us how the conjurer, with the permission of the quick man, destroys the belongings of the conjurer one by one. So we will continue now with the place from where I stopped. So this is it. The face of the quick man beamed. This time, the real mystery of the thing fascinated him, because he takes his handkerchief and tries to and punches holes in the handkerchief, and he tells the audience, now there is no deception. You can see the holes with your visible eyes, and the quick man is really fascinated, beaming. He wonders, what is he going to do? How is he going to give me a clean new handkerchief? Next, what does the conjurer do? He says, "No, sir. Will you kindly pass me your silk hat and allow me to dance on it? Thank you." So the conjurer's the quick man's watch has been put in a mortar and pounded. His handkerchief has been punched with holes. And now the third item is taken, that is the silk hat which belongs to the quick man. The conjurer says, "Sir, will you kindly pass me your hat and allow me to dance on it?" So the conjurer, is so angry with the quick man. He wants to teach him a lesson. So what does he do? He takes the hat, puts it down, and downs on the hat. He tramples it with his feet. He smashes the hat. The conjurer made a few rapid passes with his feet and exhibited the hat crushed beyond recognition. The hat is in tatters, and after crushing it, he picks it up and he shows it to the audience. And, "Will you now, sir, take off your celluloid transparent collar and permit me to burn it in the candle?" "Thank you, sir." Now the third item. He asks for his transparent collar, and he says, "Will you please give me your collar? I am going to burn it in this candle light. So the quick man hands over the collar to him. And now will you allow me to smash your spectacles for you with my hammer? Could you give me your spectacles, please? I'll take a hammer and smash. Hammer, you know. So there. I'll take a hammer and hit it. Beat up your spectacles. Smash your spectacles to pieces. Thank you, he says. After doing it. Now, 4 items are gone. What? First is watch, then his handkerchief, then his hat, and his collar, and his spectacles. 5 items are smashed, destroyed. By this time, the features of the quick man were assuming a puzzled expression. Now, the quick man was a little confused. What is this man? What is this conjurer, the magician, doing with my things? I really don't understand what is happening. This thing beats me. I can't understand, he says. He whispered. I don't see through it a bit. See, in the beginning, whenever he brought out the rings or the eggs, everything, the quick man would find fault and say he had up his sleeves, he had it up his sleeves. But now he has destroyed everything that belongs to the quick man, and the quick man wonders, how is he going to return this to me? How will I get my things back? What am I to do? He's a little puzzled, worried. I don't see through it a bit. I can't understand what is happening. There was a great hush upon the audience. The whole hall was silent. Everybody was watching the conjurer with great interest. Then the conjurer drew himself up to his full height and said, with a withering look at the quick man, he concluded with an ashamed look, withering look. He was ashamed, but he stands to his full height, he gathers himself up, and there is a ashamed look on his face, and he is now coming to an end of his performance and looks at the quick man and concluded, he said, ladies and gentlemen, you will observe that I have, with this gentleman's permission, broken his watch, burnt his collar, smashed his spectacles, and danced on his hat. If he will give me further permission to paint green stripes on his overcoat or to tie his suspenders in a knot, I shall be delighted to entertain you. If not, the performance is at an end. Now, says the magician, ladies and gentlemen, you will observe, you have to remember, you have all seen what I have done. What have I done? With the gentleman's permission. Look, he has agreed to all this. I've asked him, shall I smash your watch in the water? The quick man has agreed. Shall I punch holes in your handkerchief? He has agreed. So with his permission, I've broken his watch. I've burnt his collar. I have smashed his spectacles. His specs are broken, and with his permission, I have danced on his hat. Now, my tricks are done. If the quick man wants me to continue, if he will agree to help me out further, I would like to paint. He's wearing a black overcoat, so I want to paint green strips lines on his coat, or I want to tie his suspenders. Suspenders are the elastic like thing which is tied to the pant and put round the shoulders. And he says, those suspenders, I will just tie them in a knot. I will break him. I shall be delighted to entertain you. If he agrees, I will paint his coat green. I will knot his suspenders. If not, if it is enough, the performance is at an end. And amid a glorious burst of music from the orchestra, the curtain fell and the audience dispersed, convinced, sure that there are some tricks at any rate that are not done up the conjurer's sleeve. Nobody, the audience did not understand in the beginning, just like the quick man, that they were being fooled by the conjurer by taking permission of the quick man and smashing his thing. With the glorious blast of music, the final finale, the show has come to an end. The orchestra is playing, the curtain falls, and the audience all get up. They have to go home. They disperse. They go away from there, convinced, sure that there are some tricks. At any rate, there are some tricks which are not done up the conjurer's sleeve. They understand that there is no magic here, but the magic is that all of them have been fooled by the conjurer, and especially the conjurer has had his revenge by breaking down all the things that belong to the quick man. Now, students, before I hope you have understood the very simple one, and you can, for some difficult words, you can refer to the glossary on page 17 and 18. And I've already given you the summary at the beginning of the lesson. Now, we will just look at the role of the quick man. So the quick man is the heart of the story from the beginning. If not for the quick man, the story would not have taken all these twists and turns. It would have been an ordinary magic show, and people would have just watched the show, applauded, clapped their hands, and then returned home. But here, the quick man spoils the show by saying whatever tricks the conjurer is performing, the quick man tries to find fault with him, and by saying he has hidden these things up his sleeve. This upsets the conjurer. The whole show is spoiled. The reputation of the conjurer goes down, down, down to zero. People are laughing at the magician at his tricks, and so the quick man becomes the villain of the story. Now, the conjurer wants to teach a lesson to the quick man. And so he says, I'm going to perform a final trick. Who is the cause for this final trick? The quick man is the cause for the final trick. If not, the final trick would not have taken place. Whom does he trick now? He tricks the quick man. It leads to amusement for the audience. If not for the quick man, the story would have been uneventful. It would have been an ordinary story. So the conjurer performs a trick in which there was no magic. And the conjurer takes his revenge, which makes the story very humorous. So why does the story become humorous? It is only because at the end of the story, very ironical, it is a satire, and the humor is for the audience. They laugh at the quick man, but we can all imagine the plight of the quick man, how sad he should be, how worried and tensed. He has lost all his things, his gold watch, his handkerchief, his hat, his what else, all these things he has lost them. His belongings have been destroyed one by one. But the greatest thing is the conjurer has been able to keep up the suspense till the end of the show by not letting either the quick man or the audience realize that the trick that he was performing was not a trick, but the real destruction of the possession of the quick man. So he does not even let the quick man understand that he was actually taking his revenge, because he's asking for permission. Shall I break this? Shall I trample on this? So even the quick man is in a fix. He cannot take any action on the conjurer for breaking his things too. And we see how smartly the conjurer has taken his revenge. There lies the humor in the story. So students, we have come to the end of the lesson, and we have come to the end of the lesson, and you can read the lesson once again. And two important questions here are: one, the conjurer, the role of the quick man for 10 marks, and then what caused the conjurer to be overwhelmed by revenge? Why did the conjurer take revenge on the quick man? And secondly, what is the role played by the quick man in the story, The Conjurer's Revenge? Or bring out the humor in Stephen Leacock's story, The Conjurer's Revenge. So at the beginning of the slide also you have a summary. At the end you have the notes on the role of the quick man. So together you can answer these three questions for 10 marks. On page 21 you have question number 2. What caused the conjurer to be overwhelmed by revenge? And then the role of the quick man in the story. And the third question will be bring out the humor or the satire or the irony in the story, The Conjurer's Revenge. Thank you, students.